What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video review on the channel. Today we'll be reviewing The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on PSVR2. Let's jump right into it. So this game was originally released on the Quest 2 and PSVR in 2020, and the version I'm reviewing today is the 2023 remaster with all new controls and PSVR2 features. Now, as of December 2023, you can still get this game as a discounted upgrade if you own the previous PSVR version. I'll come back to that later in the review. Now, to start off, gameplay is exactly the same as the previous version. It's a solid game with plenty of action from the beginning. You have a main safe zone area, and the majority of the game revolves around you setting out on missions and then returning to the safe zone area. It's a day-night cycle in the game, so you need to sleep back in the safe camp in order for daytime to come back around again, but that does come with consequences. It's a risk-reward system where if you do choose to sleep, then the amount of zombies increases and the supplies around the world decreases. Simply, the daytime is meant so you can go out on adventures and do missions, whilst the night is meant for being back at camp and crafting and getting ready to sleep. There are also a couple of night-based missions which are not optional that the game does make you do, but those are pretty fun. Now, during the daytime, after about 15 minutes, your stopwatch will bleep to let you know the day cycle is about to end and the sun will start to set. A bell tower also rings, which draws loads of zombies into the area that you're in, so it's a sign that you need to get back to your safe camp. The weapon play is good, especially with melee style weapons. There's a really realistic feeling when plugging a screwdriver or shiv directly into an enemy's skull. You have to swing with some force or the blade won't go deep enough, requiring you to push it a little further in. You do also have a flashlight that needs to be shaken to be recharged, which can then be clipped onto your chest to save hand space, and you also have a backpack to store items you pick up in the world. Now, everything here feels solid, with the exception of the game explaining a couple of things here and there. I thought the intricate crafting system was immediately overwhelming, with no explanation of what was going on or how to craft anything, or the usefulness and effectiveness of those items. You just get given 3 random crafting benches at the beginning of the game, and this is before you've even embarked on your first quest and before you've even unlocked the map or anything in the game. And also, every single person that I've seen play this game, they've all spent around 10 to 15 minutes just looking at these benches, confused as to why they're there or what to do with them. All you know is they're significant because there's a question mark over them, but you've got no idea what to do with them. It would have been nice to be slowly introduced to these, rather than them being thrown into your face at the start of the game when you don't even know what's going on. But apart from that, everything gameplay wise is great, and it's an example of how a VR zombie game should play out. Now, due to the art style, it's not exactly scary, but it definitely has some seriously intense moments where you might miss your gunshot, and then instead of you pulling out your shiv, you just panic and try to run away almost on an instinct. And that brings us to the graphics. Now, this game is purposefully chosen to go with a cartoon art style, and graphically I feel exactly the same way with this game as I did with Jurassic World Aftermath. It's not the visually super realistic Walking Dead VR graphical game that we've all been dreaming of, but for the time it was released and the hardware available, it was probably the best choice, as it was easy to get away with and the cel shaded art style seemed to be the way to go in those years. Now, fast forward to 2023 and this PSVR2 remaster has increased the resolution and textures of the entire game vastly. The game didn't look too bad on the original PSVR, but now it looks even better. The text is all clear and easily readable, all characters look sharp and in medium to high resolution in most places, and I didn't encounter any frame rate drops or issues. But it's not just the textures and resolution that have been adjusted, the overall lighting and colour has also been improved. They really did a great job remastering this one. Moving on to sound, the sounds in this game are great. The zombies all sound exactly what you would expect a typical zombie to sound like, and the voice acting has been done really well. The guns also sound realistic, and the chopping sounds as you hack away at zombies are also pretty pleasant for your ears. You do have to listen out left and right for the zombie groans, so using a pair of headphones is recommended. Now, with pricing, there's surprisingly a lot to mention here. The full price in the UK is $32.99, and in the US it's $39.99. They do now also offer a bundle that comes bundled in with the Chapter 2 sequel for this game at $49.99 in the UK and priced at $59.99 in the US. But putting all that to the side for a moment, there's something really important to remember for previous owners of the older version. Now, if you did own the previous version of this game on the original PSVR hardware, you do not need to pay the full price for this game, but it only works in some countries on the certain PS stores. Now, the PS stores don't exactly make any of this clear, so I'm going to explain this now for the UK PS store, as that's the only one that I can see where I live, but from what I've been told, this also works exactly the same way in the United States. Now, there are a total of 5 listings for this game, which make it a total mess to find the right one to buy. There are listings for the PS4 version, an upgraded PS4 version known as the Tourist Edition that includes the Aftershocks DLC, a PS5 version, a PS5 Tourist Edition, and then finally the bundle that includes the second game. Now, if I click on the PS5 standard version in the PS Store, it only gives me the option to purchase it for full price. However, if I click on the PS4 standard version and scroll down to the available DLC, you'll see the Tourist Edition upgrade available for the PS4 version. This upgrade costs $7.99 in the UK and costs $9.99 in the US. Now, it does not make this clear, but if you purchase that add-on for the PS4 version, then all of a sudden the PS5 version of the game will be free to download. Now, once again, this only works if you own the PSVR1 older version of the game. The Tourist Edition upgrade will show on the PS5 game page as an add-on, but it will just say unavailable, as people kept purchasing that one by mistake and asking for refunds, so they've now made that one currently unavailable on the store. Now, a long time ago, the PS4 version of the game was actually given away for free as part of the PS Plus monthly games in 2021, so just go back and check if you had the older version, as you may be able to get away with not paying the full price. It's a total mess what they've done here though in the PS Store all around, and they really need to clean this one up. There are literally entire Reddit threads online with people who have made the mistakes and purchased the wrong thing. In summary, when you put it all together with a good 15 hours of solid VR gameplay, combined with a huge graphical upgrade in resolution, textures, lighting and shadows, you should definitely get this game to add to your collection. Now, there are some frustrating elements to this game that make it not perfect. For example, the overcomplicated crafting, and when the bell rings 15 minutes into your gameplay and you have to rush back. This kind of means that you don't really have any free time to explore the world. But if you can ignore these two things, the rest of the game is worth it. The solid action alone and the satisfaction of the way you can kill enemies is fun enough to justify the cost. All of the above gives the score of an 8 out of 10. Now, I will be reviewing Chapter 2 of this game next, and we'll have that review posted on my channel shortly. For more PSVR2 reviews, check out the channel, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. See you in the next one.